Dan Laursen, thank you for joining us for Eye on the Issues. Of course, the legislative session in Wyoming now over. Let's begin with getting your take from the big picture standpoint. How do you think it went?
Hey, thanks, Mike. I'm glad to have a time to meet with you again. We left there. I always leave kind of disappointed, and we always spend too much money. But that's how we go. Yeah, we came away with some good things. We accomplished taking care of our crossover voting. I think you had heard about that, and we had a couple of abortion bills that we got passed. The court's already put a stay on that. A court from a judge in Teton County, which is disappointing, but we knew that was coming. Yeah.
So overall, let's grade it overall. Okay, A being the best, F being a failure. How would you grade it?
Oh, I'd give it I don't know, C minus. How's that?
Okay.
Maybe even a D. We always spend a lot of money and build government. We added, I don't know what we added, 30 positions. Wyoming's one of the top. Well, we are the top. I think we have the most government employees per population.
Okay. Well, let's drill down a little bit and talk, for example, on different topics, and you tell us what happened and if you were pleased or not. For example, Medicaid expansion.
We did pass a 12-month
postpartum.
Yep, postpartum. That's what it is. Yep. I was disappointed in passing that. The governor would put that in his state of the state speech when we first arrived, and that was a topic he wanted to make sure we passed, and the body passed it. I wasn't happy though. We didn't need it. It didn't end. I think had another year to go before we had to do something with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And let's talk about abortion for a second.
We got two bills passed. Rachel Rodriguez Williams carried the one from the House side.
Are you pleased with the measures?
Oh yes, definitely. Yep. We passed a bill last year to take effect when the Supreme Court ruled and got rid of Roe versus Wade, and that was instantly, like in July or whatever, taken to court, and a judge in Teton County ruled it was unconstitutional, and she's done the same with this one. But this one we passed here answered all the topics that she had questions on, and we thought we had it covered. Well, they dropped that lawsuit and just picked up this one.
Now, how about trans issues, for example, like Chloe's Law, for example?
Very disappointed. My good friend Senator Bouchard had brought that. It went over like you know. It passed the Senate. It was kind of tough to get it out of there. Went over to the House, and our Speaker instantly threw that over to the Appropriations Committee. You would think that'd be a health bill, but that's what we do in Wyoming. When you have a Speaker like we did or do, but very disappointing in what happened in that committee. I think we had a couple sessions, one in the morning, then one at noon, because they couldn't get everybody in that wanted to testify. And then toward the end, after all the testimony, they gutted the bill, pretty much left a piece or two, and then voted to a do not pass. So that sent it to the House and put it on the bottom of the general file, which you never get to.
So let me ask you a question about the trans issue and what's going on around this country. It obviously is a topic that's gaining steam from the left, and it's getting a lot of attention around the country. As somebody that lives kind of off the beaten path in Wyoming, what's your take on what you're seeing around the nation?
Well, we even have some UW issues that some people might have heard about. A gentleman that is trans and is in one of the girls' sororities, and it was not something we want to hear in Wyoming. Definitely, I'm happy we passed what we did on the school sports. The governor, I think he just let it pass. He did not sign it, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. And disappointing on that. A lot of people want that, and it's a big deal in the nation.
Explain the details of that measure, please.
It kept boys from playing in girls' sports. There for a while, they tried to throw middle school out of there and have it just 9 through 12, and they got it 7 back in there, 7 through 12. So we'll unless it goes to court or something, we'll keep that from happening.
So let me ask you this: do you think this is an issue that 5 years ago we weren't even talking about? Do you think it's going to grab legs and continue on for the foreseeable future, or in 5 years is this something that's not going to be so much of an issue? What do you think?
I kind of think it's just one of those things that'll come and go. In 5 years, maybe this will all blow over. I don't know. People are upset, and I think I want to say the silent majority is upset, and we want this to cease. The girls' sports worked so hard to, geez, when was that? In the 70s, I think,
right.
when they started getting girls in sports and having it mandatory that we had the same number of sports for girls and boys. And we worked a long time to get this. And I don't think people are happy.
What about the possibility of there being a separate category for boys, girls, and trans?
I wouldn't be interested, but that's my opinion. I think the big thing is how many trans would you have? Would it be even worth having a 100-yard dash? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Let's talk about school choice if we could.
Bad deal there too. In the House, it died, and I was going to look and see what happened on that one, but I'm not sure if he didn't send that to the appropriations also. I cannot remember. Man, I wish I would have brought how that went. Very upsetting though. I brought one last year, a bill on this same topic. They kind of fixed this one a little bit more than mine. I was given the total amount that kids would get in Wyoming, which is pretty darn high, $17,000 or $18,000 per student per year. And they put it in this bill that it was only 6,000. So that's that might not be enough, but it's some. And very disappointed what the speaker did, though.
When it comes to state investments and corporate business, so to speak, ESG has become a big thing around the country. What happened in respect to ESG in Wyoming?
Well, we had 2 good bills on that. Senator Beitman, we got him out of the Senate, took him over to the House again, and the speaker did the same thing on this one. He sent it to the Appropriations Committee, did the same tactic that they did on Chloe's bill, gutted it, and I can't even remember if they voted to do not pass. I think they might have just gutted it. But bad. This is going to come and haunt us, especially the state of Wyoming. We rely so much on minerals, and I think it's going to come and get our farmers and individually all of us. We're all going to have a scorecard, and if we don't follow the global climate warming party that's against minerals, or their any of the social issues, they'll give you a low score. Heck, they may not even let you borrow money, or might be tough to get a credit card. I don't know. It's a bad deal, but we will work on it.
So overall, are there any other issues that kind of jumped out at you that were important that I haven't brought up right now? Anything else that kind of
just some of my
heart?
Small bills. I had that microchip bill. I don't know if we discussed that last time. Pretty simple bill passed out of the Senate. It was going to keep your employer from requiring you to have a microchip to work there. Get out in front of a big issue, I think. It's pretty simple. You shouldn't have to have that put in your in your body if you don't want it. And it went over to the House, got all the way to the third reading, and it died by about 3 votes. Even my local 2 representatives voted against it, which makes no sense to me. No sense at all. Why don't get out in front of things like this? They kept saying, well, it's not in Wyoming. It must not be a Wyoming issue. It's coming from other states. And why would we bring other state issues to Wyoming? Well, the reason you do that is to get out front, stop it before it gets here. And because once it gets here, you can't get it out.
How about your SF 179, the Anti-Red Flag Gun Seizure Act?
All gun bills got put in the drawers on both sides. The leadership on both sides decided they weren't going to listen to gun bills, controversial ones anyway. I think we did pass one, and I should be able to. We went through so many bills. I think we had, God, I can't remember how it passed. 195 passed, I think, but I think we had one simple bill go through, but it didn't do a whole lot. We should have got rid of you can't have guns on school property or in government buildings. Concealed carry, I guess, is what I'd want to say. We should get rid of that. Utah hadn't had it for a long, long time. You can carry in all those places.
So how do you feel the lawmakers did in respect to, obviously looking out for the people of Wyoming? Do you think he did a decent job?
I did not, in my opinion. And big articles in the Wyoming news stuff, Cowboy State Daily and stuff. Thought I might mention that they had a good article on there. They're saying the old, I want to call them the liberal Republicans, are losing their majority. It's getting very, very close, and they're concerned. So I think that's fantastic. I think people want us to be a little more conservative and pass conservative bills, and they're putting out editorials and stuff in the paper saying how bad the liberty or the conservative people are.
So let me ask you this, and let's look at the national issue for a second. Give me your reaction to hearing the likely upcoming indictment on Tuesday of President Donald Trump.
Oh, absolutely terrible. If they can do that to our president, and it's like he said all along, if they can do whatever they do to him, they can do it to all of us. That has been looked at, I don't know how many times. And they never have found anything to get him on. Bad deal. Our leaders in Washington from the state of Wyoming, I think they've all reprimanded what is being done.
In respect to the next coming months up until the next session, what would you say you're going to keep your eyes on in terms of issues, and what do you suggest that the people of Wyoming watch?
Well, I think they keep the heat on our leadership in both houses, that we do want some ESG bills to come forward, and hopefully they'll come through some of the committees. I haven't looked into what bills have been or ideas have been given to each committee, but those should be discussed. I know our treasurer's definitely concerned. I think you had spoken to him here not too long ago, and that's a big deal. I'm so happy on the crossover voting. Who knows, that may go to court too. They'll fight as well. They're going to fight them all. The transgender bill we passed, they'll have that in court here pretty quick. But try to save all the money we can, keep government small. Marijuana issues, they'll keep coming back. I'm on a local, what do we call it? It's WYCAN. So it's Wyoming Citizens Against Normalization. So we're going to keep pushing that we aren't for normalizing marijuana for medical reasons or recreational. The THC that's out there anymore is very, very potent. can be up to 99%, good 70% THC in the products. And we need to be vigilant on that to educate our citizens that it's not the 70s weed.
No, it's not. And what's really happened, if you look obviously at a state like your neighbor to the south, Colorado, there, what's happened as a result of the legalization, it's been obviously legalized there from a recreational and a medical standpoint for about 10 years. And I think if you talk to some doctors, and especially emergency room doctors, they don't have pretty tales to tell.
No, and I just hear about it, but you hear bad things. And even in Cheyenne, they were trying to pass something to kind of decriminalize a little bit, if you had a little bit. Luckily, the city council shot that down too. But yeah, being 13 miles from Colorado is tough on them. But Wyoming, I think, needs to take a stand. And if you want marijuana, move somewhere else.
So let's talk about your state overall, about the quality of life it offers. And it's probably a secret that you don't want to tell the rest of the country because you don't want them coming there. But tell me what you like most about living in your state.
Oh, it's rural. There isn't that many people. Obviously, Cheyenne and Casper are our biggest cities, maybe 55, 60,000. And that's really small in lots and lots of states. But you get out here and that's why we like living here. The weather isn't so great and the wind blows pretty hard. And if you don't like wind, you might not want to come. But there's some pretty days and lots of open spaces, and you can get out and just be by yourself, which is good. When things get ugly, I'm going to be happy I'm here.
So there's, of course, plenty of scenic and picturesque spots around your state. If you had to pick one spot, you had one day, and let's say you were going to go for a picnic, where would it be?
Well, man, that's a tough one. There's so many places in Wyoming.
Got to pick one.
I got to pick one. Oh my, I like where I'm at.
Which is?
Yeah, up North Fork, going toward Yellowstone. That's probably where I like to go. There's so many other places, but the big one, the big draw, is just has too many people going there to Jackson. It's just way too crowded anymore.
Same with Grand Teton.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, the Grand Tetons are just too many people.
Yeah,
and obviously when it's that pretty, that's why all the rich people live there.
Right. I think one of them is called Jenny Lake, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, just beautiful. If you could go there when there's not a lot of people, that's really, really beautiful. Yeah, right. Devil's Tower is fantastic. It's all really pretty.
Okay, so what would you like to add that I haven't asked you about in respect to Wyoming or even the legislative session?
Well, if you're coming to Wyoming, be careful. I know the ones that are coming think, wow, we're really, really red. They think that we're very conservative. But when you get here, you'll open your eyes, and the ones that have moved here and go, oh my gosh. They say, look out, Wyoming. I've been, where they moved from, they see it coming to Wyoming, and we need to protect what we have, keep being conservative, and I think we could be more conservative.
Dan Laursen, thank you for joining us for Eye on the Issues.
Well, thank you.